difference between esteem and confidence. Self-esteem is self-love. No, it's not the self-absorbed love Narcissus had of himself. After all, he looked into the water and saw the reflection of a superhero. He looked into the water and never saw himself. He never saw nor appreciated his own value as a person. He looked in and saw someone else. Self-confidence is the I can do attitude. It's not directed inward. It's directed outward toward the others and toward your environment. It's focused upon a task. Some people indicate that they have self-confidence, but lack self-esteem. Imagine someone giving a PowerPoint presentation to the department at work. He or she marches resolutely to the front of the room and points to various items shown on a list, explaining the topics thoroughly and evoking discussion. The speaker comes across as capable and competent. If the leader lacks self-esteem, though, how's that possible? Reflect again on the scene and note the fact that the listeners in the room are focused on the task, not the speaker. It's a big difference. The speaker may feel comfortable pointing to something outside of himself. However, when asked to express himself creatively and casually, he may stutter and stumble because he lacks self-esteem. On the other hand, some people have self-esteem but lack self-confidence. Of course, they want to improve themselves, but feel they are generally okay now. Perhaps they are not terrific. Perhaps they are not the superstars. Self-love means that they know all this, but still realize that they deserve respect. So how do they know this? Socrates once said, "The unexamined life is not worth living." Those with self-esteem have reflected on themselves and are comfortable with it. Self-esteem in your environment. Before we jump into discussing different environments and how self-esteem is impacted by them, I want to actually detail what a healthy environment for building positive self-confidence habits should consist of. Because in order to successfully build self-esteem, certain characteristics of your environment need to be present. I think it goes without saying that you do not want to surround yourself with people that are constantly belittling you. You want to have supportive people present and an environment both at work and at home. At the same time, you don't want to be coddled. The right amount of reinforcement for you to be recognized in your accomplishments. People that are interested in your life. A working environment that you're embraced in. You want to feel rewarded and bonded with as a whole. The feeling of being loved, appreciated, and cared for all play a massive role in your level of self-esteem and the ability to foster it for positive growth. This is also enforced by meeting basic needs of living such as an adequate diet, a healthy routine with sleep, hygiene, and stability. You need to feel confident in your daily tasks. Things should be more or less planned out. A healthy environment for self-esteem will convey messages of warming, loving, and caring by physical signs and emotional signs as well. Those around you should be accepting of your actions and who you are. As for you, it's important that both you and those in your presence recognize the value of every person. Noting that every person has their own set of personality characteristics, skills, talents, and competencies which make them unique and special in their own way. Practicing acceptance enables people to develop relationships with others, while also maintaining healthy boundaries of individuality within themselves. Emphasis on good communication should be important, and everyone in the ideal positive surrounding should be heard and responded to in a constructive and healthy manner so that problem solving is actually a smooth possible option. The appropriate giving and receiving of feedback is highly encouraged and rewarded in this kind of environment. We call this communicating at a feelings level, which is the ideal mode of operation for people like you and I that may lack self-esteem. This allows us to be in touch with our emotions in a productive manner. Going off of that, a healthy environment for self-esteem must also contain a dose of recognition and acceptance for yourself and others in your life. This recognition and acceptance should never be based on the condition that you or anybody else must first conform to a predetermined standard of acting or being. Unconditional recognition and acceptance, when given in the form of support, allows for us to reach our full potential. Just the same with others. When it comes to your environment, it should be clearly defined and have enforced limitations known to those that are involved in your life. There should be no secrets or manipulation at all. Limits are set to structure our lives and present us with definitive benchmarks for appropriate and inappropriate behavior. For instance, you shouldn't engage in negative or discouraging behavior both towards yourself or others. On top of that, limits allow us to recognize our own duties and keep track of the course of our behavior in a more rational way. Additionally, full respect and latitude for individual actions within these defined limits of the healthy, self-esteem fostering environment should also be active. This will encourage your own creativity outside of the box, as well as your imagination to be productive with the established structure. Restrictions that suppress your own individuality can result in a narrower tunnel in focus, with you becoming stunted in the use of your own personal skills, talents, and even resources as well. Lastly, a healthy environment for self-esteem should consist of regular bonding, which is the emotional and physical connection between individuals and those in their life and environment. This is absolutely necessary for the proper growth and development of your positive self-esteem. You want to surround yourself with those that have a mutual emotional attachment with us. This could be a parent, friends, significant other, child, and so on. This also involves the other party giving unconditional love and support, as well as helping to formulate an emotional link between both.